Alright, this edit is minor, so let's update the journal. Everything should be fine in here. And we are supposed to be live! Alright, I think that's it for this and... Oh wow, there is already so many people. Help! There are already 0 viewers. That's not true! The chat says more people are online. Oh! My phone notified me about my own stream. How thoughtful! Okay, we have 6 viewers straight away. Okay, let's turn off the media. Well, like... Hi Silent Purr, hi Oreo Kitten, hi Rosella 10AG, hi KB Cat, hi Cat Lover Lottis, and hi Winter Twilight, hi Rocky, hi Ivy. Welcome to the stream. And I was actually just thinking like, lol, this is something we have been doing for a while. Why things can't just start off getting on smoother and smoother. Eventually. I mean, this could almost be considered as mini AMV for a map, so... This is actually 18 seconds, I think. Yeah, almost 18. Yep. Definitely. Hi Hanami A, hi Fernleaf Biology. So how is your human drawing coming along? Uh-huh. Oh yeah, understandable. Are you doing it digitally or traditionally? That's cool. Nice to see you getting back to the digital art. Yeah. Yeah, traditional art is nice too. I personally haven't done traditional art a while, unless we if we discount my comic, that is. Oh yeah, it is. Yep. Yeah, yellow is more of like I sketch the pages like traditionally, but everything else is like digital. Yep. Oh yeah, same. I agree. Sketching also like traditionally feels a little bit more natural, and in a way I feel like I have like a better control of details that way too. I thought I had it on. Or it showed on a moment ago. Hold on! Hold on, give me a moment. How did this even... I was actually earlier thinking about, like, how do I actually do it? My OBS is... Hold on. On the stream? Or just turn all? Hold on. Hold on a moment. Okay, properties, mic, axe. Oh, okay. Let's take the microphone stuff and then... Okay, how about now? I guess nothing. Nothing is showing up. Oh, how about now? How about now?
Show me your OBS!
Let me... Hold up.
Just show her.
Okay, now I can hear the desktop. Now I can hear the desktop.
Okay, okay.
Oh no, you're gonna stay with us?
Okay, I guess what happened actually, when I plugged in the mic, I forgot to kind of like, I forgot to like, what is it? I forgot to change the properties to kind of like detect the mic or the mic USB instead of like, you know, my laptop.
Good job.
I'm very sorry about this.
Well, problem fixed. Now I can leave you guys alone again. Bye!
No, please.
See ya.
Oh, well, she left.
Okay guys, next time something like this happens, please add me in the chat, because that catches my eye a lot better. But like, you're allowed to make noise if something like this happens. I'm very sorry. Sorry Wolf, I was silencing your freedom of speech.
How dare you?
How dare I violate your freedom?
I was gonna say, this is a violation of my rights. I'm gonna take you to court.
Please have some mercy. But yeah, all good now. They should hear you.
Well, now that they can hear me, they can let me know if I should have some mercy or not. I'm pretty sure Emma would vote no, if I know how that works.
Yeah.
I need to actually probably pull the chat up so I can actually read the chat.
Yeah, that would be a thing. Although
Give me
nothing
just
much has
one
happened, except somebody just left. See ya, Oreo Kitten. Have fun at the party. Although, I feel like you already left.
I just realized I did the part of the liner on the wrong layer. That was nice.
Hi Cinnamon Kitty. Oh, welcome to the stream. Oh yeah, I forgot to promote this thing on Twitter. Not Twitter. On the server. Well, this obviously has been a mess from since the very beginning. Where did I find my stream link again? There.
Come laugh at Flare on the stream.
I bet today is not the day, it seems.
It's okay. It happens. I'm gonna need to figure out how I want to do this, because I need to pull up the chat, but also not kill my phone. We're gonna try it this way. There we go. Emma, why did you leave us?
Emma just banned us here. Maybe she's
She
doing some
abandoned us.
like newspaper stuff.
Ah, okay, that'd be a good reason. I guess, maybe. I know, she's currently drowning in, like, ode artwork to do.
Uh-huh.
From what I
Okay, let's
remember,
get back to sketching this thing.
now that they can hear me.
Yeah, now that they can hear you. I'm still very sorry. I didn't mean to mute you on purpose.
I mean, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. But while they couldn't hear you, they also couldn't hear like the background music either, so rest in peace.
Oh, it's okay, they can hear it now.
Yeah. They can hear you and the background music.
I don't know whether to apologize because they can hear me or be glad that they can hear the background music.
Hi Liz Animations and hi Star. Welcome to the stream.
Welcome.
And I mean, I bet they're happy to hear you. I mean, who wouldn't love Wolf?
I mean, I could answer that honestly, but I don't know if I want to go there on stream.
Please don't talk yourself down like that.
I'm kidding, I promise.
It's fine. You're cool.
That wasn't what I was referring to. I'll tell you what I was referring to later, not on stream.
Sure. I'm very curious to hear what was these mysterious words.
I'm just gonna go open Discord.
Beautiful.
Because that way I'm not saying it privately or publicly and I can't get in trouble.
Yeah, I mean that's the logic with DMs.
Basically.
Oh yeah, did you get your brother's old laptop or what computer are you using?
Right now I'm actually using my phone just because it's closer.
Uh-huh.
I got one my parents don't use. Which is nice. I do like the laptop that they gave me. The only issue I have with it so far is the fact that it doesn't seem like its mic works very well.
Uh-huh.
So I might have to invest in like getting a headset or something like that.
I mean, that sounds fair.
Yeah, so I can't complain too much. It runs what I need it to, which is good, and I'm very grateful to have a laptop I can use when I need it.
Oh yeah, definitely. If I understood right, you had like a longer period of time when you didn't actually have like a proper computer to use?
I mean, I did have a computer. It's more of it was very, very old, and when it updated, it was a really cheap computer when we bought it to begin with, but when the Windows 10 update started to kind of come out, it like auto-updated itself.
Yeah?
And the computer did not take Windows 10 very well.
Okay, gotcha.
And it started to just run really, really, really slow. No matter, if I restarted it or if I no matter what I did to it, basically, it would run really slow. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, it worked very well for a long time, for being a cheaper computer.
Yeah.
Oh, I think one day... Oh, you go ahead.
Nah, nothing. Go ahead.
No, you first.
That was just my reaction, but yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. I think one day it'd be really cool, if I ever learned how to, find someone who, custom builds computers for, a living.
Uh-huh.
I think it'd be really cool to save up to get one custom built.
Oh yeah, I've been thinking about the same, like, if I find a place where I know that I live, like, for a longer while, I would like to have a proper desktop computer or stationary there.
Yeah, I think I'd be in the same boat. I know I saw the other day, like, a few people talking about it, and someone was like, I want to build a computer, but I don't know where to start, and a bunch of people were like, hey, like, sending out recommendations of people who build them. I thought that was neat, so I was like, maybe one day when I have, like, when I, move into a place of my own, and after, things are good to go, and I'm, like, financially stable, maybe that'd be something I'd like to do, is, look into custom building a computer. My brother got a custom built one from one of his friends, and it looks really nice.
I have heard a lot of good things about like custom built computers, so that would be definitely a treat.
Yeah, absolutely. I know it's really, really expensive, but I've heard it's one of those things that, like, when you do it, it's worth it. As long as you get the right person to build it, from what I've heard.
Yeah. I believe in that case it more goes down to the contacts and reviews.
Yeah.
More of like street talk rather than much else. Of course research is important, but if you know that some people have got a very loyal service from someone, then that's pretty much like very cold on information, and you should hold on to that with your teeth and claws.
Yeah, I'd probably honestly go to my brother and be like, hey, can you get me in contact with the guy that built yours? Because my brother is the kind of person who will do both. He'll look at how the person handles, but he'll also look at, like, the technical side of everything. So I know I could go to him and be like, yo, recommend me a person, like, when I, of course, have the money.
Yeah. I mean, the money, unfortunately, is gonna be the first thing that you need to get.
Oh, yeah. But at the same time, I can understand why, I guess I see it as kind of like when you commission an artist who's, like, really, really up there in quality, is they want to make sure you can pay them up front and that you're not gonna, especially with a computer, which is something that's, like, super, super expensive, they want to make sure they're not going to be out of a ton of money.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Which is understandable.
Absolutely. Hi Jay Feather, welcome to the stream.
I know I'm always seeing, like, issues with people on Twitter for people who've, like, had commission issues with, like, PayPal and people not being honest and things like that.
Oh yeah, when I always like those kinds of stories, I'm like, I never want to be that kind of what is the word?
In that situation.
Yeah, in that situation, nor the artist at the receiving end.
I think both are bad because you granted, yes, of course, you have people out there who are gonna do bad things and try and scam artists and things like that. But there's, like, I know I saw something. Give me a second. I had something. I lost it. I saw someone post on the internet the other day who were like, I don't remember how it happened, but somehow they made a post about someone who did chargebacks on them for something, and they couldn't get a hold of this person, and they weren't sure what happened. And eventually the person did get back to them. It turned out all their reasoning was completely legitimate, and they got everything fixed and all that kind of fun stuff. But I know there's been a lot of issues with that and PayPal because from what I'm understanding, PayPal will always side with the customer.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too.
Which in some ways at certain times is good, and in some ways at certain times is very bad.
Yeah. I guess it's either a blessing or curse. Then again, personally I have had very good experiences, like, I have had good customers.
That's always good too, yeah. It's when you have people who are, like, gonna be good customers.
Yeah. Because I've heard also the other side of Forrester is like horrible customers.
Yeah, horrible customers is something I've heard is a nightmare.
Oh yeah.
Both in the sense that like people who constantly ask when the commission is either going to be done, or who are just unresponsive or ask you to make a million changes.
Oh yeah.
It's good that some people can stand up for themselves. I know I don't have much experience in like being commissioned in general, so it's definitely something I'm not used to.
It is like everyone works in their own way. Like, how do I find it? Like, there aren't like proper guidelines to it, if I may use that. But at the same time, there are a few things that are considered to be more of a norm and such. Like, people highly recommend that you take the payment beforehand and such.
Yeah, even as someone, like, even in my experience of commissioning people, I would so much rather pay beforehand than pay afterwards.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure why, but I feel better paying up front personally than, like, rather than not.
Yeah, same. I feel like it's something like, it's out of my mind, in a sense of like, if I'm gonna commission someone and redeem them like worth of the trust that I can pay them beforehand, then I can like, I will gladly pay it beforehand so I don't like have to remember later.
With me, it's always if I have the money, I'd rather pay for it when I have it and not be like, yeah, okay, you can pay me after and have something come up.
Yeah, definitely.
Or just have it be at bad timing or whatever. So I'd rather just, if I can, like, even if I know it's gonna be a wait, as long as I know the artist is like trustworthy with it, I don't care.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I mean, I feel like those who send out red flags, they should be semi-easy to spot. Of course, unless they are very sneaky about it, but like...
Yeah, it really depends. For me, I always look at, if it's on someone on DeviantArt, I'll go look at their profile. And if they have a bunch of, say, hidden comments or a bunch of comments about refunds or, hey, when are you going to get to blank, then that's a big red flag for me.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I know this was a big topic going around for a while on Twitter. It was like, does the artist's personality matter to you when you're commissioning them? And I wasn't sure at the time because I hadn't commissioned anyone before. But now I'm kind of like, kind of, if you're a jerk, I really would rather not support you.
Yeah. It is one of those things that, while someone may have very good art, as a person, do they, like... Okay, this sounds very rude, but do they kind of, like, quote-unquote deserve it?
No, I understand. If you're gonna commission someone, you want to kind of have it be, like, someone you want to support financially. At least that's how I see it.
Yeah, and I mean, it's fair. It's absolutely understandable, because at the end of the day, you don't exactly want to feel like you cheated or that your money is gonna be misused. Or most of the time, I wouldn't say that artists misuse money, but then again, if we talk about like real red flags, like for example, those that demand refunds and yada yada, or the comments that you earlier spoke about. And what I actually mean with like misusing money is that they are like, I'm in a like in a financial trouble, but after they have taken like, let's say, dozens of commissions, which they either do or never do, you see them like, going ahead and buying a fursuit or something like that. Like, you obviously see that when they were complaining that they are having some financial troubles, they are not actually using the money to the cause. Or like,
yeah,
they may be using, but
about that
yeah,
for a while.
I guess you know what I mean.
Yeah. Another red flag for me personally is if I look at the artist journals and I see a lot of like journals about refunding my commissioners, and if there are multiple of them, I definitely just nope.
Yeah. Hi Space Wolf 123 and hi Anaxarix. I'm very sorry if I butchered your username. Welcome to the stream, and hi Kitty Cat Gamer 364. Welcome to the stream, and welcome to the topic of good customers and good commissionable people.
Yeah, pretty much. I also feel bad for people who like do have the money and spend it a lot on their OCs, and the backlash they tend to get for that. I think it's dumb.
Oh, I definitely agree. I have one very good example on mind, but because I don't want to say any names, you probably can't guess who I'm thinking about.
I'm gonna just toss a line out here and say they're potentially maybe in the Warriors community.
Yeah, like...
Yeah.
I really appreciate their support to the community and like their continuous love for their characters that they like want to bring to life and thus support other artists through it. Like, that's very noble and that's very nice, and especially when they're very open of like, hey, I'm doing work and with this like money that I've earned on my own, I'm getting this stuff that makes me happy, plus other necessities.
Yeah, they're like, hey, I'm still paying my bills, I'm still getting everything covered, but this is what I do with the money people would use on, you know, anything else.
Yeah, and that is so nice. That is actually something I one day want to
want to
strive
be that
for.
person someday.
Yeah. Whenever I'm not a student and I have a more steady money flow. Sad face.
Yeah, I understand completely, trust me.
But like, and I really dislike it. Dislike the fact that they're getting the backlash, because okay, sure, I understand it may get annoying if like someone's characters are overflowing your like inboxes. Like, I get that, but at the same time, I don't get it, because at the other side of the coin, they are giving their money to artists so the artists can actually keep on doing what they love, and that's
yeah.
I don't even have words. I'm like,
no, I understand. But let's not even open the bag of worms called people complaining about an artist's commission prices.
Ooh, okay, if we get to the like customer side, like talking about annoying or not so nice customers,
yeah, that is a massive pet peeve of mine personally. It's just telling someone their art is not worth X amount of money.
Oh yeah, especially when like, okay, as of lately I would like to say that it has gotten better, but then again, I haven't seen it much around. I could be very wrong, and it is very high.
It's not as bad,
yeah,
from what I've noticed in the cat community, as it is in the human art community. That it's so bad in the human art community.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Just because I now have human OCs that I do like, and I do like getting art of when I can. I've kind of course, gone to look at people's commission prices just to see. And, oh boy.
I mean...
Big uh-oh.
I mean, it's always like, artists always like, always price their stuff to the amount they deem worthy. And I mean, if you really wanna like ask for $2,000 for a doodle that you probably spent like 5 minutes on, I mean, sure, but that doesn't guarantee that people are gonna buy it, you know, unless you have a very high demand. In that case, I can understand the pricing, but like,
yeah, of course.
But this is also something that I kind of like, of course, as I said, everybody values their art as they see it fit, or then they use their friends as a help as they see it fit. But there is also a line for like artists who are like setting the prices for their commissions, like if something feels like it's too much, then it's most likely too much.
Yeah.
But at the same time, as of like what I have seen, most of the time artists seem to be like very reasonable with their prices. And if they have like higher demand, then obviously that excuses the like higher price.
No, definitely. If it's an artist who is very quickly, like, they open commissions and then 5 minutes later they're closed, then yeah, they've kind of earned the right to sit there and say, hey, I'm getting way more demand than I can handle. I'm gonna raise the prices a bit. Because that makes sense.
Yep.
At least in my opinion.
Oh yeah, definitely. I agree. Hi Titty Dog Animations, welcome to the stream. Or TV. But yeah, absolutely.
But again, that's just my like opinion. Of course, everyone's free to like disagree in the chat.
Oh yeah, definitely. If you guys have anything to input into our conversation, like please comment to the chat. Give us your opinions. Do you agree with us, or if you disagree with us, why do you disagree?
The biggest thing is just stay polite to everyone, please.
Yeah. Hi Shadow Metal, welcome to the stream. I was actually thinking about what else can I add. What else can I add to the conversation?
You're free to obviously jump topics.
Huh?
You're obviously free to jump topics too.
I feel like we have covered this topic pretty well.
Yeah, I would probably agree with you, to be honest. Oh, oops, I accidentally went out of the lines, but I had to clean it up a little bit.
How is it going? It's going pretty well. How about with yourself? Hi, Hilaro Amones, Ama. Welcome to the stream. Gotta love the creativity that people have with their usernames. I just wish that I wouldn't butcher them all the time.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of, I'm a little glad that I don't have a Warriors username anymore. Just because it's a little bit, like, it's still based from my Warriors name, but at the same time it's a little bit different, and I enjoy that a little bit, just because I didn't want my name to be stuck with, attached to Warriors forever, just in case I ever decide, hey, I don't know if I'm feeling this anymore.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, Wolf suits you very well. Or we?
Thanks. It's Wolf. It's meant to be Wolf.
Yeah, I know.
Everywhere I go to try to get that, like, with it use an L and not an I, has it taken already? And I'm just like, oh. Okay. So at this point, it's just an I. I'm just gonna use it because.
I mean, it's very creative. In a way.
I mean, it's more of like, it's just, she was my first, like, role-playing character, the first character, you know, besides Mist. Then it just kind of stuck from there, so I was like, okay, I guess this is my life now.
Ivy actually quickly added to our conversation, like, I agree with that some people overprice their art, but you also get people who underprice too, sometimes me, which is really bad because they are drawing something and not getting enough enough for it.
Enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely the opposite end of the spectrum. Because a lot of people do start very, very low. Which, I mean, you can obviously understand, like, why it is that they're starting that way and things like that. But I definitely hear what Ivy is saying. I know I need to adjust my own commission prices for that reason. It's like, hey, that's actually not okay.
Yeah. And hi KB, welcome to the stream, and hi Winter Postep, welcome to the stream, and thank you very much for the compliment. I appreciate it. But other than that, there weren't much else added to the like commissions / customers conversation. I don't know either to start high or low. I guess Star is referring to the commission stuff. Personally, I understand if people are starting off low. Like, it's easy way to get customers, and if you gradually over time like rise the prices, I mean, that's fair. But at the same time, I would personally suggest that if you feel like you're selling yourself too low, then honestly, like, rise your prices. Like, nothing feels worse than actually realizing that you have sold your talent for less than you feel it's worth to. I have been there, mainly with animation, but I have been there. It feels horrible. Especially when you're like, now I'm stuck with this and I have to finish it, even though you feel like you should have demanded more for it. And I mean, those could be easy to like use as a like learning curve, of course, but at the same time, like, if you don't mind getting commissioned 24/7, then I would highly suggest that easily ask for a little bit more than you would originally go ahead and ask for, because when you start to get demand and then gradually like rise your prices, then it doesn't feel as bad as you start off like, let's say, from like 10 cents and suddenly lift it up to $10. Good luck with that, Hanami A. But yeah, if anyone really wants to start off with like commissions but don't have that much of a traffic. Oh yeah, first of all, if you want to start commissions, sure, followers and this kind of stuff can ensure some kind of like clientship, but don't rely on it. If you really want to get yourself out there, one thing that I used to do at some point when I was in more or less depressed, more or less like in a need of commissions. For example, if you're on DeviantArt, you can go ahead and look for like, I'm looking for commissions journals, and over there kind of like offer your commissions like, hey, these are my prices and these are this is the style that I use or whatever. If you're interested, like, that is a good way to engage too.
As long as it's done respectfully, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, I guess another good thing to add there, like, if you start to sell, like, start to be that person that goes around and promotes your commissions, don't, for the love of God, don't promote yourself like in your face attitude, like, if you don't commission anything from me, you're like the piece of human garbage and I will never like you. Like, no, you will never get customers that way.
Also, I wouldn't say, how I word this, give me a second. Make sure it's an appropriate place to be, promoting yourself. Like, don't go onto everyone's journals and, even if they're not asking for it, and put them there. Don't go in like people's comments and being like, hey, like, go check out my, like, that. It's not a good idea.
Absolutely. There is a time and place for everything, basically, and I bet everyone has heard it.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure they're sitting here like, you guys don't need to scold us on this. We know what we're doing.
Yeah. Are €5 alright for colored headshots with a shading gradient? Yeah, I would say €5 is fair.
Yeah.
And hi Fluffy Cake, welcome to the stream. And also Emma is pointing out a good tip there too, like, I spoke about journals, but of course DeviantArt forums are also a very good place to like seek for commissions if you're on DeviantArt.
Yeah, definitely. It's not a bad place to start at all.
Yeah.
Because people there are at least like looking for people.
Yeah. And I guess another thing with that, like, if you're about to go and directly sell your stuff to someone, like, as you said, the, like, where you're gonna advertise yourself, it's very important. And, like, if you accidentally make, like, a mismove, like, for example, you accidentally advertise where you're not supposed to, I know it like, especially if you get anxious very easily, but honestly, just like, if somebody is like, hey, you can't advertise here, just say sorry, I'm sorry, delete your information, and just move on with your life.
Yeah, that'll go a lot better for you in the long run.
Yeah. Just try to be humble about it, I guess, is the good way to approach it. And especially if you have like regular customers, like, remain kind with these people, because they may be people who will come to you like, not maybe monthly, but more regularly than you would think.
That's actually really good advice.
I have few, I would say, key commissioners. Some of them don't commission as often, and that is completely fine. But some of them like come rather regularly and commission me, and I'm very happy about it.
Yeah,
and of
definitely.
course, when you like develop these like customer relationships, like, hold on to them tight, because they will provide you food, they will provide you some bill money, they will provide you whatever. And especially,
okay, I actually have a question.
Go on.
Debate for everyone if they want. I definitely like hearing people's opinions on this. So this was a situation I was in actually a couple months ago.
Okay.
And I'm really curious to hear what everyone else's thoughts would be on it. Of course, I'm not going to name the artist and anything like that. Like, it's not something I'm here to do.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel on getting commissions for a character design that you personally do not like? And the way why I bring this up is this person had open commissions. So I left a stash link to all my human OCs, and I was like, hey, just, pick whoever. Because I really don't like to choose between my characters, so just pick whichever one looks fun. They shot back with, I'm sorry, none of your characters appeal to me.
Ooh.
Long story short, I did not commission that artist.
For understandable reasons.
And I see sometimes in, like, terms of service is, like, people saying that they won't draw characters that don't appeal to them. And I can kind of see the reason why, as it being a motivation thing. But I wanted to hear, because in my personal opinion, I don't think that should matter. If you don't care for the design, they are paying you to do something. But I want to know, I guess, what other people's stances on that would be.
Okay, that's very interesting. While because this is like delayed, and while your question is going out there to the people,
Yeah.
I shall give my opinion here. While they are receiving your question, like, please attend to this conversation. It's more fun when there are more people taking part to it. But I agree with you, actually. I agree that unless commissions are not something you depend on, like let's say you do commissions for fun, I mean, sure, then you may have the luxury of saying like you can nitpick what you draw. But generally speaking, I don't agree to it.
From what I knew about this person, art was their full-time job.
Okay, that kind of lowers the par for me even more, because
And again, I won't name the artist or anything like that. I'm not here to do stuff like that.
Oh yeah, absolutely, it is totally understandable. And like, I understand people cut preferences, like absolutely, but at the same time, if the art is your full-time job, and unless you're really lucky to be earning like easily enough.
Someone did bring up a point I liked. I'm looking through the chat. Hanami A brought up the point of doing 2 commission designs you don't like, but it really didn't matter. I mean, I've been in the same boat. I won't again name characters, but there have been designs I haven't clicked with as much. Like, there'd be some characters I've drawn like, oh, that's cute, and then there's some like, oh, okay, it was just, you know, maybe it wouldn't be a character I keep personally, but I'm not gonna sit there and like not do the commission just because it's not a design I don't particularly care for. Like, that's not nice.
That's a very good point. I actually heard, I don't remember, I think it was on Twitter, like someone was asking for like bad experiences with commissions, whether a customer or like person doing commissions. There was this one comment that stuck to me, and I felt so sorry. They said that they had commissioned someone they looked up to, and they had agreed to do their character, and when they were doing their character, it was on a stream, and they were openly insulting the character, like, absolutely not. No matter how much you don't like the character at hand that you're doing, you in any shape or form like insult it publicly. I'm not saying insulting it privately is also good, like good or acceptable. No, but like if you're in a public setting, like on a live stream or I don't know, on Twitter or DeviantArt, you don't insult the character in any shape or form, because that makes you look like a
really bad.
Yeah.
No, when I heard about that, because I heard about the same situation, like, that's awful.
It is. And I'm like...
And so I'm pointing out, I was like, you get money for drawing them. I'm like, yeah, you do. Like, some people, I don't know, I guess it's not enough for some people. Like, even if you don't like the character, they're paying you.
Yeah.
That is your job.
It doesn't matter whether you like it or not. Like, especially if art is your career, you don't go around and insult, like, people's characters or whatever you have been commissioned to do. That's just not the way it works. And like, I can admit there have been characters that I haven't been a huge fan of, like, when drawing. But I will never, like, go and cherry pick those characters and go in front of an audience and be like, hey, I hated doing these characters, like, not at all.
Yeah, of course, because that's not right.
Yeah. And I don't, like, I didn't make the characters. I don't feel like it's my place to, like, go ahead and insult them. Something I would never do, by the way.
Yeah, no.
But, like, that's just... It's terrible, like, behavior. I despise it so much.
Definitely, I can 100% agree. It's just, you don't treat people that way. especially people who are being kind enough to support you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think that as long as you have like a paying customer, you should always pay the respect to them in a sense of like, especially if they're a nice customer, no matter if their character is quote unquote cool or nice, but like, as long as the customer is treating you with kindness, then like, always be like, always try to be humble when you're getting like paid commissions. Like, this person is paying your food for crying out loud.
Mm-hmm.
I actually see Star has asked a question, but I guess before, or actually yeah, let's get this in order. What is it like doing commissions?
I'll let you answer that. Like, I can put in a little bit, but I feel like you would be the better response to that because I don't have much
Input?
Experience in that one.
What is it like doing commissions? Personally, I really like doing commissions. Because it gives me a chance to work with characters that I wouldn't maybe personally ever get around doing. And well, of course it pays me food and it pays me bills, like that's the obvious part. And even if like even if my attitude for commissions is more serious and more job-like, I still try to have fun with them. Because if I'm not like, I feel like if I'm not enjoying or at least giving as much effort to it as I could, it's obviously gonna show off, and that is never a good thing. And one thing that is really good to keep in mind is that have a balance between personal art and commissions. That will keep you sane. But overall, I really like doing commissions because, as I said, it gives me a chance to like work with characters and even settings that I wouldn't work on my own free will. And that's always nice. And it always is a good moment to like challenge myself, if you will.
Definitely, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Like I said, I haven't done a lot of commissions, and I think the most I've been paid for one was $10. And I do regret that I underpriced it a bit, but at the same time, the guy who commissioned me, I definitely, he was a nice guy. And so I don't have any regrets on that end. And just the fact that, like I said, I was definitely underpricing. But definitely keeping in good contact with your commissioners, making sure, like, if, this is one I personally need to put into practice more often. But if you have a question about their character, trust me, it's easier just to ask.
Oh, definitely. I can definitely agree. Like, if there is something like you can't even figure out with like, okay, this is generally like a very good advice for anyone who is doing commissions. If there is anything unclear, ask the commissioner first. But if there is something like if you're talking about like ref sheets, and it just so happens that you're unsure about something and it seems like a very minor detail, in that case, sure, you can ask your friends, and if they seem to be confident about something or agreeing with your vision, like, then yeah, roll with it. But if you feel doubtful in any shape or form, go to the commissioner, send them a note, send them a DM, ask them about the character. I have had actually, one of the major things I have to ask the commissioners about is few of the following: the gender of the character, the species of the character. Because, and it's good that you ask, because if you second guess, for example, if you have a character that is a fox, and for some reason the commissioner's ref sheet isn't exactly up to date, for example, and you end up drawing this fox character as a wolf.
I've actually had that happen to me.
Oh, really?
Because my persona's name is Wolf, but she's a Munchkin cat because she was a weird associate.
Yeah.
I think because my art used to be pretty bad, and you couldn't tell the difference between a cat and a dog. I sent them a link to my stash, and they drew my Sona as a wolf, and I didn't have the heart to correct them, so I just left it be.
Ooh.
Like, I still have it, and I still really like the art. It's just, they didn't know, and I didn't want to tell them.
And I mean, I understand that. I would definitely, as a commissioner, be the same way. But at the same time, I also think that, of course, every artist works differently. But for example, if there is an artist that doesn't show many VIPs between the progress, then you shouldn't have any excuse for going back and redrawing a character if you have gotten it wrong. Because you haven't asked about it. And in general, as a customer, even, if the commissioner in question is someone that does these commissions as one shot, if I may use that word, aka they don't show you work in progresses, and they don't show a sketch, or they don't show whatever progress shots. And note, as a customer, you can always ask for work in progresses or updates. Don't feel shame to ask for those, because as a artist myself who does commissions, I will gladly answer those notes, and I always prior those questions, because it's very bad when the conversation between you and the client is not transparent. But yeah, definitely if the story that Wolf just told, if the species gets drawn wrongly, then you are free, you're actually even allowed to, and even recommended to go ahead and hey, I'm sorry, but this isn't exactly what it was supposed to be. But
no, at the time, I think going back, now, I would definitely say something. But at the time, it was an artist I really looked up to, and someone who I considered my friend, and I was like, I don't want to cause an issue.
yeah.
And now I would go back and be like, no, you're dumb. Go tell her that it was wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, I had that happen to me before.
Oh, hi, Spoon.
Hi.
Hello.
I didn't know if I was allowed to join, so I was like, screw it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Also, if I may quickly add, if you have, let's say, if you know that you have drawn the ref sheet yourself, and you know that you may not be the best artist in the world, and the species may be a little bit questionable, please feel free to go and be upfront and say that this character is feline, or describe the species somewhere in the description, or just go ahead and say it to the artist, just to avoid miscommunication. Artists are never gonna judge your skill level, or if they do, they are horrible people.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, you should be comfortable enough, if you're commissioning someone, you should be able to say that, hey, I know this may not look exactly like it, but the character I had in mind is actually this species than it looks on this ref sheet, and that is totally fine.
Yeah, I've definitely come to I would definitely agree with Flare here. It's much easier to sit there and say, hey, my character is blank, and the artist's probably gonna have an easier time working with you and getting closer to what you actually want.
Yeah, definitely. don't be afraid to be like, don't be afraid to like say twice what you want. Because in the end, everyone is going to be much happier that way. And especially you, because at the end of the day, the commission you're gonna get is supposed to be worth of your money and worth of something that you have paid for. So you have all the right to ask for it to be what you want it to be.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. It's just sometimes I get really nervous whenever I have to like tell someone that I commissioned for like, hey, this isn't what I wanted, because I'm like, I don't want to waste their time. You know?
I mean, yeah. I can understand that, but at the same time, did you hear when I said, did you Spoon hear how much of this conversation?
I only heard a few seconds of it, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay, tell me if I'm repeating myself, but I said earlier that especially if you're commissioning someone who does these kind of like one-shot commissions, aka they don't show you like work in progress shots and this kind of stuff, in that case you're more than like allowed to go ahead and say that, hey, the species is not right, please can you redraw the character.
Yeah.
I know it's really hard for a lot of people to, but in the end, I think it's a better off for everyone.
Oh yeah, definitely. And in ideal scenario and in ideal world, the artist fixes it, which should always be the case, because fair enough, the artist made the mistake. You should never feel sorry about it because you were the one paying for it.
Mm-hmm. I'll agree with that, definitely.
Yeah.
Also, I apologize if my voice is kind of foggy. I literally just woke up a minute ago.
You're fine.
Yeah.
Did you sleep well?
Let's say I stood up until 5 a.m. and then woke up at 12 a.m. and then fell back asleep.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I mean, it's 7 hours of sleep. I'm still, like, in an okay scale.
I mean, 7 hours isn't bad, but you should definitely let yourself get more sleep if you need it.
I don't need it.
There was actually, continuing with the topic, Emma actually tossed in a very good question, like gray area time, which I think is actually very good. Good question to toss in here.
Okay.
So let's say that you get the character you get to draw as a commission is unappealing because how complex they are equal hard to draw. What do you do? Do you decline the complex character or do you accept it?
I've actually been in this situation too. The same guy that commissioned me a while back, that was like $10 he wanted me to draw a different thing. And this character was not only human, which I'm not super comfortable with, because I did a human commission for him before, but I warned him like, hey, I'm really new to these, and you're trying to get a birthday present for someone, like, just so you know, like, humans are not my expertise. I will do the best that I can, but I'm not good with them. And with that information, do you still want to go forward?
Yeah.
So this guy comes up, and he's like, hey, this artist didn't do the thing I wanted quite right. Do you want to take a shot at it? And he showed me what he wanted, and he showed me the character he wanted drawn. And this character had a lot of details, a lot of small details, and it was just in general quite a bit. And I knew not only was it going to take me a long time that I still may not even get right, but it was going to cost a lot more if I did take it. And I told him, hey, let me think about that. And so I thought about it for a while, and I talked it over with some friends, and in the end I did actually turn down the commission because I was like, hey, I don't think I'm at the level yet where I'd be comfortable taking this. I don't feel comfortable taking a commission that I'm not sure I could complete to a level that I could be satisfied with.
Yeah, that is totally fair. I think that in your like in your example case and in your case, it's understandable, and I think it was very noble of you to go ahead and be upfront to the customer about it, like, hey, I'm sorry, I'm not comfortable of doing this, or like you don't feel like it's yet to your skill level. And that's also something that takes a lot to actually admit that you are not on the level yet, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I didn't feel ready. I was like, no, if I take this on, I knew I wasn't gonna be happy with it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know if I take this, I'm gonna sit there and not only struggle with it the entire time, but get to a point where I'm like, I don't know how to do this.
Yeah.
Would it be alright if I said my opinion about this situation even though I never do commissions?
Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah, of course.
please. We want everyone to be a part of this.
Yeah.
I'm more of a request person. I take requests and such because I like making other people happy. But I think if it is just like markings or like extra detail with fur, I could take it on. But if it's, you know, humanoid and such like that, it might be a bit, you know, harder. Like, you know, I do admit I have low self-esteem, but I also know like where my boundaries lie. Like, hey, I don't think I can do this, you know, because I'm not really the best at humanoid anatomy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've had zero practice with it. I'm sorry, I might not be able to do it. Or if your character, like, is one of those, like, shapeshifter thingies, I can draw them in their animal form if you need that, or something like that, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, maybe either, like, I don't know, it's confusing.
No, I think that makes perfect sense. You want to make sure what you're going to do is going to make the person happy, especially, you know, you're being nice enough to take it as a request. You want to make sure that, like, you can do it.
Yeah.
I think that's understandable.
Absolutely.
Because it's gonna backfire if you attempt to take something on that you're not, like, 100% like comfortable with, and then the person ends up being unhappy. So I'm like, maybe not.
I think my only thing with that is where, if you're not going to be comfortable with the subject matter, my biggest thing is to make sure that if you're going to take on the commission, let them know ahead of time, like, hey, this is something I'm not comfortable with, this is something I'm new at. Like, I guess basically kind of what I did, where it's like, just let them know ahead of time.
Yeah.
Because that way they can decide, you know, if they want to go ahead and give you that chance, which is nice, or if they want to find an artist that is going to get them the result that they want.
Yeah, that's pretty understandable.
Yeah, it is completely fair. I guess as for me, I have never declined a character to my memory.
Oh boy.
And the most challenging one has been one of the GPs. I'm not gonna say names, even though I actually fairly enjoyed working with the character, even though it was so complicated. But then again, complicated is my second name, so that's fine. But yeah, since I haven't really like declined commissions based on design, I don't think that I don't have much space to say anything here. Except like, I think both of you have had a good examples, and I would definitely like root for what Wolf said that if you get a commission of a character that you know you're not comfortable, or you are not like at that skill level yet, like, let the customer know. Like, there is no shame in saying no. Because at the end of the day, it's also, I guess it also kind of shows that you're considerate of the customer's time as well as yours. And I would like to say that everyone who does commissions, they honestly just want to make their customers happy, and if they know that they are not capable of delivering up to the expectation, or quote-unquote expectation, that the customer may have, it's better to be upfront about it rather than let them down unintentionally.
That's fair, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure did you two see, but Emma shared one of her commission stories.
I'll have to go look at that.
Yeah, I was looking at it, but because we were talking so much, I didn't know if I should like throw it in there or not.
That's fine. But
Okay, let me go see what she said.
yeah.
I once commissioned an artist. They drew a character and did okay, but they missed a very prominent thing about the character's design. And when I pointed it out to them, they told me to add it in. Like, what do you think?
Yeah, that's kind of.
Yeah.
Personally, if I'm gonna do art for someone, I will keep the file, at least the clip studio file, for at least at least a week, and then that way they have time to sit there and if I miss something, especially if it's a major detail like Emma's saying, I feel like that is definitely the responsibility of the artist. Like, if you missed something, that's on you. You should be the one to fix it, not the commissioner. Like, what if, hypothetically speaking, I know Emma's art is amazing, and I would die for Emma's art. What if, she was in a position where she couldn't fix it, And they just sat there and told her, no, fix it yourself. Like, that's unacceptable, in my personal opinion.
I mean, I do the same thing when I'm keeping, like, the character files, like, for Fire Alpaca. And, but the thing is that I forget to delete them, so now all the unused character files are taking up my space, and, I think
after a certain time I do delete them.
Yeah. I also, I guess... Oh my god, this is gonna sound really cringy. I guess I'm a memer, so I tend to name files like, "Here come that boy," or something like that.
I mean, that's fine.
I don't know, like, what it is at all, unless if I open it manually myself.
Yeah, okay, so I guess that leads me into a different topic, is, like, unless anyone else has anything different to add to things like that. Commission files, is it, like, I personally, after a certain amount of time, will delete the file for something. But I know some people think it's maybe the artist's job to put the file somewhere that they could access it again. I don't know, what does everyone else think? I don't think it should be the artist's job to save your file. I feel like it should be the commissioner's job to put it somewhere. But I know people have different opinions on that one, so I thought I'd ask and see how everyone else felt about that one.
Everything just flew over my head, I'm sorry.
It's okay, we just got a question. How do you keep a consistent art style for 9 years? I can't draw without my art style changing. Your art style changing is honestly a good thing. Like, Flare's style, I would say you can see remnants of it in her older stuff, but it has definitely changed. Having a changing art style means you're improving, and you're just improving in a pretty fast rate. Everyone goes and finds things that they're trying new things and trying to figure new things out. It's definitely not a bad thing to have your style change, move around.
So
it's kind of inevitable.
Sorry.
Go for it.
No, if you really want to, like, keep a consistent style, like, if you find something that you're happy with, maybe you should try, like, practicing, like, the anatomy with it. Like, draw a hind leg, for sake. Good save, Ramble.
It's okay, take your time.
Yeah. Like, if you really want to keep your style because you're happy with it, you should try, like, either drawing, like, some of your characters, or, like, let someone commission you, like, for their characters in that style, or, like, try to practice, like...
Some people will take requests to try out different styles with.
Yeah.
And that's fine. It's totally a-okay to take, to try out different styles and mess around. Like, that's how you learn.
Also, I came
Hopefully that
up
helps.
with an acronym for BRB.
Oh.
It's called Bramble Rambles, baby. I'm sorry.
That's a good one, actually.
Yeah. I think the last time Flare went BRB in like a stream like this, I was like, okay, next time I gotta come up with an acronym.
Did she leave us? I think she did leave us.
Yeah.
Rude.
So yeah, we don't really talk much, like, together. How are you doing?
I'm good. I feel bad. I'm not as active in Flare's server as I like to be. With work and stuff, sometimes I just don't talk in there as much.
I mean, that's okay. You need to do your real life work, and it's, you know, we have reliable people to take care of it while you need to do your stuff.
Yeah. Welcome back, Ivy.
Welcome back, Ivy.
But no, I really like the server. It's really nice. Everyone in there is nice, which is cool.
Hi, I'm back. I'm sorry for leaving so suddenly.
I can't believe you abandoned us. What's the matter with you?
Okay, Bramble Rambles, baby. It's now over.
But yeah, what did I miss? My flatmate just came back, so that's the reason why I paused for a second.
We were just talking trash about you.
No.
Of course you do. Why wouldn't you?
Exactly. That's what we do when anyone leaves.
Mm-hmm.
Ash, I was gonna say something, but then it kind of just fluttered out of my mind. Yikes.
You're good.
Yeah.
But yeah, what were you talking about? About the server?
Oh, yeah, Wolf was just apologizing that real life work is getting ahead. I'm like, dude, don't worry.
Ah. Yeah, no worries, Wolf. You're fine.
I am a bad mom.
I said you're fine, you're not bad, Mom.
Right, and I'm glad Claire asked. It's just more of like, usually someone else will get to it first. I'm glad that we have a good team of people.
Yeah.
I found what I was looking for. I have this box of like random things, and I was trying to find a bag of sunflower seeds I had put away.
Did you continue the topic while I was away?
I think we did for a little bit, but then we moved away from it.
Yeah.
Alright, because I thought I saw...
You have stuff to add. Go for it.
Yeah, because I saw a question that I thought that... it kind of doesn't relate to the commission stuff, but it relates to drawing.
This is the art style one?
Not that one earlier. We can also talk about like keeping art style consistent.
I think I already
so.
suggested a way to do that.
So let's hear what Flare has to say. I think that'd be interesting too.
Yeah.
Oh, my parents are gone. Okay.
So did you... Which did you already answer to? The
consistent art style one we already touched upon, but which one were you referring to?
I was referring to the drawing pit piece, but if you have already touched upon
Ooh.
the style changing, I guess I could add my 2 cents to it, and then we could move on to the drawing pet piece.
Yeah, okay, that sounds good.
Before I do that, quickly, hi Daniel has lovely bones, welcome to the stream, and hi Ligma Balls, welcome to the stream.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. But yeah, how do you keep your consistent art style for 9 years? Or, I guess you guys talked more of like having a consistent art style in general.
The way we both phrased it is I said that Because I assume they meant your style.
Yeah.
And I said that while you can definitely see remnants of your old style in your new stuff, that you can definitely also see the fact that it's, I don't want to say, it's not that it's inconsistent, it's just you've definitely improved. Like, you've grown as an artist, and you can see that. And I said, having your style change and be able to adjust is totally normal. At least I think so.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It means you're practicing, you're improving.
Yep.
And then I said, like, however, if you do want to keep your style, you know, like, if it's a style that you really like and you, like, are set on not changing it, then you should practice, like, probably anatomy on it, like, draw some hind legs or something. Or just draw, like, characters in that style, you know, like, probably your own characters, or, like, just have fun, while also keeping in mind that, you know, if this is
you like
the
about
style
it.
that you want. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. I feel like you two have touched upon a few very good points there.
Sorry, you
welcome
guys
back.
had to hit the microwave.
Thanks, Ivy. I accidentally read Ivy's comment like, we took over your stream, and I'm like, thanks.
We hijacked it.
You left us alone, so we took it.
I mean, basically. But yeah,
It's our stream now.
Yeah. But yeah, how to keep consistent art style? Well, I guess first and foremost, find something that you like. And what I mean with that is, everyone is gonna feel not so satisfied with their style at some point. If you feel like your style is always perfect, then are you even a human being? Okay, you know, seriousness.
Artists can also have multiple different styles as well.
Like my sausages, take them.
I love them.
Little bun
I want
buns.
50.
They're edible.
I haven't tasted them, but I suppose. But yeah, find something that you like. Of course, there will be times when your style is like, nah, I don't like this, or there's part of your style like, I don't like this. One example for me. Huh?
Go for it.
Sorry.
One example for me that I haven't actually liked my style at some point was actually cheeks. And that was because when I originally, like, let's say in, let's have a visual example because why not? Around, I would say 2010, when I started to draw like cat cheeks, my cheeks were more of like something along these lines. Like they were fluffy.
They were cute.
Then they transitioned more to this. Which I mean, they're fine. They're simplistic, but the thing that started to bother me was the fact that there is not enough fluff. Like, where's the fluff? So, I moved the basic shape then to this. Which is kind of like, or which is what I have now, but it is kind of like combination of these two. Because I liked before I had done my change, my cheeks were fluffy. And that's what I really, really liked about them. Like, I mean, this was fine too, but the fact that it, like, lost its fluffiness at some point, it started to bother me. So I decided to fix it and add more fluff, and now I'm happy with it.
It's a hybrid.
Yeah.
No, for sure, that totally makes sense. You know, there was a long period of time, like even now, where I'm still trying to figure out things. Like, I'm constantly changing up just ever so slightly how I'm drawing ears, because I want to find a style of ears that I actually like. everyone's style is going to change slightly from time to time.
Yeah, actually, it's funny that you bring ears, because I think ears is also... I actually changed my ears a while back also. I don't remember when was it, but I think like 2000... Around the same time, maybe when I did the cheek chains, or a little bit earlier. Like, my cat ears have basically gone like this. To... okay, how do I do the old ear? Do this. Like, notice this, like this. What is this line here? And then, nowadays, it's like this. And, like, this used to bother me so much. So, I basically moved that line to here. And, again, I'm much more satisfied with it. Because it looks more natural to me.
Sometimes all you need is a small change to make a big difference.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, with my experience with improving, like, something that I didn't like, I think it was also, like, around the cheek area. I think whenever I used to draw cats, most of their, like, fur looked shaggy almost, you know? So, I was like, maybe I should go for more, like, personalized for, like, you know, fur that gives it character instead of just, you know, like, let me see if I can get an example in the thing here.
That totally makes sense. I'm not gonna deny I used to be really anti-hair tufts for a while. Because, I thought they looked kind of unnatural, but now as I'm growing up and I'm like, I really want to start derivation characters, I've kind of started to understand, like, wait a minute, these can really give a character a lot of personality. Is the way their fur is. I can now actually say I do enjoy them. As long as you're not, like, I think that there's a line personally, but that's just me. I don't think your cat should be rocking Rapunzel hair, but that, again, that's just me.
Yeah.
I apologize if I am spamming the per thing. I don't know if that's, you know, voice chat for, you know.
No, you're fine.
It's perfectly fine. It's more of like between mods, I would say.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like Emma changed the name of it? By any chance? Then again, I'm not mad. I feel like that fits a lot better than Hangout.
You guys probably can't see it, but I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
It's fine. It's perfectly fine. But then speaking of things that have stayed consistent with my style over the years, tail and paws, I would like to say have remained consistent. Yeah.
Didn't you do a map part once that was literally entirely paws?
That was a plan that Emma wanted to do, like a map, host a map that is fully paws, but it has been a running joke on my channel.
Have you seen the spider leg map that's going around? It's just called Legs. I thought of you instantly when I saw it.
Thanks. I love you too. Okay, no offense taken, but like, I'm not actually sure have I heard about it.
My images are not loading.
It's just more of like, the joke is that they're like, I don't care how you draw them as long as they have really long legs and paws. And I was like, Blair.
Is that another map I should join? But
no.
Yeah, I thought so. Then again, I feel like I'm content, thanks. And I mean,
you have enough.
Yeah, in case you haven't noticed, I haven't animated only paws for like a few years consistently now.
I'm very proud.
Yay.
Sorry,
I'm trying to find a good example of like my really old art.
Yeah, I tried posting it, but Discord was like, nuh-uh.
Oh, I found it.
Okay. Unless you two have anything else after this topic, I feel like we can move on to the pet peeves.
Ooh boy, I have a few.
Old art versus like, where's something recent?
I would say, like, drawing pet peeves from now.
Mm-hmm.
So, who wants to start? I guess Spoon was more than eager to start with this.
I think this is more of a personal thing, but it, you know, I don't know how to really explain this one. Are we talking like overall pet peeves or just like specific?
Or like drawing pet peeves?
Drawing pet peeves.
Okay, drawing pet peeves. I hate it when you like make this sketch really quickly, but you somehow find out that you can't do this one line in the line art layer, while like in the sketch it seems like you did it perfectly.
Oh.
That's a mood.
Yeah.
That's a big mood.
That's why I changed my sketching to like black instead of like pinkish red, so that I could cheat a little bit and copy a few parts of the sketch onto the line art.
That's
genius.
genius.
Yeah, I was just sick and tired of this happening, so I'm like, you know what? And usually my sketching is pretty neat, so it doesn't really have a lot of consequences.
Well, that's good that you found a way around that, but yeah, ain't that a mood?
Yeah. I think, in my, bead paint, flame leaf, one of the parts, like, which lasted for at least 10 seconds was just me trying to get, like, one of the lines right.
I mean,
and then...
Go on.
Yeah. And if you're pretty, like, aware, then you could see me going over to the sketch layer and copying it.
Hey, that is okay. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
I mean, if you see, or like watch any of my speed paints, and if they weren't so speed up, you could easily tell that there are moments when I spent like easily 10 or more strokes to a line art that I can't get right, and it like it kills me from inside.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to think of one that isn't like really generic. I'm trying to think of one, like I said, that isn't something has said 1,000 times over.
I actually also try to think like what would it be something from me, but I can't figure out anything at the moment, but I know there are some.
Oh, accidentally locking the layer and not realizing you did, and trying to color and having to spend 5 minutes figuring out why your pen won't work.
Oh, actually, may I add to that, accidentally merging like layers together or doing line art on the sketch layer.
Yeah.
You felt that in your soul, didn't you?
Yeah. It doesn't happen to me often, but when it does, it's usually like a sketch that I'm really proud of, and I'm just like, I guess this is another sketch now. Another layer of sketching, which is like ultra clean TM.
Oh yeah, pretty much.
Let's see, I'm trying to think of something else. I'm not gonna deny I'm the basic pet peeve, like, person.
I mean,
I can't stand it when someone's like, hey, let me see your, like, hey, draw me, and I'm like, no. No.
I'm not really social, like, in, like, a lot of places, so I don't usually, like, nobody really notices me whenever I draw, but I think one time when I showed my art in a server, someone came up to me with a gacha verse character and said, hey, can you draw me? Like, right now.
Oh my god, rude.
I actually came up with something that, I'm not sure can you relate, but this bugs me all the time. When you forget to color that one pixel And then when the drawing is finished, you realize there is one pure white pixel there, or
Yes.
the color of the background.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that used to happen to me more when I was drawing on MS Paint, but it still gets me.
Finding that one hole in the line art.
Yeah.
Oh!
I think it's sort of inverse, like, for me, because sometimes I forget, you know, I use the selection tool pretty often for, like, coloring outside the boundaries of line art, so well, not color in the boundaries, not outside. Outside's bad. But, sometimes I forget to, like, select the, you know, the tight, how do I say, corners, like, for the fur, and then it ends up being colored too.
Uh-huh.
So then I have to spend 30 minutes trying to clean it up when it could have been all avoided if I just spent like 5 minutes trying to select it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Actually, Wolf, when you said that, having the hole in a line art, that hits me so close to home with animating. Because Animate refuses to fill in spots that have, like, open gaps. So, the fun part when you spend ages to try to find a cab where the gap is. Actually, that also could be added to the to coloring as well. Like, whenever I do coloring and then I use like source selection and try to fill according to that. Or even without it, but like for example, there is a dapple part, like, let me draw an example because I love to do these examples. So basically, if there is like some kind of, this is very beautiful potato, but whatever. And then you go ahead and are gonna like draw something like this. But when you try to fill it in, it doesn't fill in. And when you basically remove the line art layer, you realize that, like, let's say that you had colored everything according here, and you were so sure that you had everything, but then underneath the line art there was this small gap that you can't find for like a half an hour. It's there.
Okay.
Refusing
I
to
get
fill
that.
it.
I get that. Okay, I will say, like, a coloring pet peeve of my own, personally, and Flare, I feel like you're gonna feel personally attacked, and I'm so sorry. Characters that feel the need to have 7 different colors in one area.
Oops.
I don't
Corgis
personally
are
feel
really
attacked, but yeah, I can see where you're coming from.
Because I had this one character, and while I really love her, it was a design I adopted. And, like, there are certain areas where she has, like, multiple different colors in one area. And it's just, like, little accent markings. But my thing is, there are times where the colors are so close to each other that you almost can't see the difference.
Yeah.
And that bothers me.
Aww.
I actually had to simplify like one of my original character's designs so that I could draw him. And this was whenever I was in a bit of a lower skill level. I think maybe I could try to do this. I'm not 100% confident, but one of my OCs, which I actually made in the... And if you guys aren't familiar, it's a game where you just create stuff. I don't... Yeah. Let me see if I can find it. So usually they look sort of like this, where you can see they have multiple colors a lot, but I sort of just simplified it a little bit because I wasn't capable of doing it at the time. Yeah.
That still looks very pretty.
Definitely.
Sorry for rambling.
You're fine. It's not that I dislike characters like that, it's more of they're a pain in the butt to draw.
Yeah.
Like, they look really pretty, but, you know, at the same time,
you know you're gonna suffer.
Yeah.
will you suffer for the good cause, though? Is the question.
I mean,
Usually.
I'm a people pleaser, so yeah, probably. And by that I mean, like, if someone, like, wants, like, me, like, if I know them pretty well and they want me to draw their character, I try. Unless if it's a humanoid, then I might. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Again,
That's
this
fair.
ties in with the, would you accept the commission if, you know, you're not comfortable with, like, the anatomy?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I guess another pet peeve of mine would be, let's see. I thought I had a lot, but apparently they're more so like roleplay pet peeves, and I know that you guys aren't really a type of people to do that. So, I think it's whenever, how do I explain? When people, like, think that artists can, like, pop out drawings, like, in half a second and don't, like, give them the time.
Oh,
yeah.
You know?
Yep.
That kinda hits home.
Yeah. Like, one day after, you know, someone commissions you, they're like, is it done yet?
Yep.
And this happens, like, a few times when I, like, do requests, sometimes, but usually it's not, like, pretty major. It's actually quite reasonable since, you know, the request, and they may take a little bit of time, but, you know, still.
I think
I'm
you
s-
definitely need to give an artist more time than,
Yeah.
a day. They have other things to do.
Yeah. Definitely, I agree. And I feel like kind of like understanding the difference between commission and request too. Like, if artist is willingly taking requests, then for the love of whatever higher being you believe in, just don't rush them. Because it's literally art for free.
Yeah.
Definitely. Without saying names, do you have any, like, commission or request horror stories, Blair? Or anyone in the chat as well. Again, without giving names of anyone.
Oh, I forgot to read the chat. Hold on.
It's fine. Sorry, Wolf. Can you repeat the question?
I said without naming any names, of course.
Yeah.
Do you have any commission or request horror stories?
Oh. I actually don't. I feel like in that case, I have been very fortunate that I have actually had very good, very nice and very kind people commissioning me. Like, I haven't had much of a trouble. There may have been some, like, more or less annoying situations, but then again, they were reasonable.
Yeah.
Well, if nothing else, I guess at least they were reasonable.
Yeah.
I, personally don't have any commissioner, like, horror stories or request horror stories. Usually it's more of the, common, you know, like, people rush you or people, you know, asking you to do a character that's kind of out of your reach.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I don't really have any of those yet. What about you, Wolf?
No, I don't have any yet either. I was just, I don't know, trying to make conversation.
I mean, yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah. And again, I can't stress this enough, but like, if you are commissioning someone, if you're being customer to someone, and if they are taking a while with their drawing without any updates, or with your drawing, please ask updates. It doesn't kill anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be okay if they asked me for updates instead of saying, like, hurry up! You know?
Actually, there is
Yeah.
also, it's, yeah.
What has been the hardest commission for you to complete? Or request?
For
Both.
For both.
Since it's a request, I figured I'd ask both of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll let Flare go first.
I actually need to quickly visit my commission gallery for this. On my gallery, because I'm streaming, everything is running slightly slower. Okay, I am here. And hardest commission to do. I can link some of these to the chat. Because actually some of these harder ones have been also something I've been very proud of. For the recent memory, this beauty has... this beauty gave me a headache or two, but I really enjoyed working with them.
Ooh.
That was also...
Yikes.
That was also actually a design I was referring to earlier, that was difficult.
I mean, I really do love the character design, but, you know, I can't imagine drawing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think that'd be a bit of a challenge.
I can't really remember, like, what was some of my hardest, since usually if something is hard, I just, you know, I finish it and forget about it. I think it's whenever, like, hard as in, like, character design, or, like, hard as in, like, decision making, like, someone just gives you, like, free liberty to do whatever you want, and you're like, well, I don't want to make the product look bad.
Either one, I guess.
Actually, I think... Oh no! CuteFlare, this might hurt you a little bit, but I was stuck on mint stripes for a little bit.
Nah, she's used to that.
Yeah, I'm used to it. It's fine.
Yeah. I mean, I did get over it, but it took a bit of, like, to do. But if we're talking, like someone that you guys haven't mentioned before, I do have a friend, and I really do adore her. Her name is Lost, and I do draw her persona as gifts. But the thing is that
Is her persona kind of a pain?
Yeah. I think
I get that.
Yeah, it's not like too complicated, but because I chose to animate it, thankfully she gave me the choice to do the tail however I want, because maybe she hasn't decided on like a tail yet either, but okay, never mind, void it, never mind, it's not. Now look at it, I just wasted your guys' time, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Flare, do you have any more?
I actually found another one, but that one goes way back. And
How long are you planning to stream for today?
No time, really. Like, we can still go on for a little while. I mean, we're having a good conversations and such, so I mean... Why randomly stop in the middle?
Yeah, no, definitely. I just didn't know if there was a certain time you had to end it or not.
Oh, no, I don't. Actually, I found another one. When we are speaking of difficult ones. Brace yourself. I don't do dragons often, but oh boy. Well, this dragon was a challenge. And when I say challenge, I really mean a challenge. I really enjoyed working with them.
I remember when you were talking about this character.
Yep.
Oh boy.
But it was worth it in the end, so I mean, no regrets.
And time to look at the other one.
Because I haven't haven't been met with like many difficult designs. In fact, I think I make the difficult designs myself when someone gives me like, you know, do whatever you want to do, you know, and I'm like, okay. I think
that's
when
fair.
I was like a little bit newer to you know, drawing, I think this one, oof, it was chaos. Because I did not know anything about color harmony at the time, so you know what? Markings needs that. Yeah, this was whenever I was experimenting with like fur types and like cheek stuff and, you know,
Well,
all that thing.
regardless the complicated stuff, that's actually that is very pretty.
Yeah. I mean, like, under all those effects that I used to hide my mistakes, yeah! I mean, I did draw this in, like, on, like, an iPad, like, Sketches Pro, so I think it's decent, because I had, at the time, Sketches Pro didn't have, like, unlimited layers. They just had, you were only allowed to make 4, so... I guess that's pretty decent for like a 4-layer like job.
Yeah, definitely.
How about you, Wolf?
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna have to go look.
Also, I'm sorry if I ramble too much.
No, you're not.
Fine.
You're fine.
If we're talking just like something that was just a pain, give me 1 second. I will go get it.
Yeah.
I thought that this was particularly hard. It was just more of, it was very time consuming.
Mm-hmm.
Give me 1 second. I had to go into my gallery.
Absolutely, take your time.
Okay. This one, while it was at first fun, was later very much a pain. Oh, it didn't copy the whole link. Okay. This one. Not that it was particularly, like I said, challenging. It was just, I had to fit all those characters on that small canvas.
Oh yeah, you spoke about that.
Yeah.
I still think you did well.
Thanks. It was kind of a pain. But as for something that was definitely like hard. Hold on. I'm gonna have to do some looking around and see here.
Oh, I think I haven't like drawn it yet because I'm like, wow, that's probably so much stuff to do, maybe I shouldn't, but I think it's one of my original characters named Espresso. He's like this, let me see if I can get the because I have a private server where I store everything, so let me see if I can find it real quick.
Sure.
Where is it? Is this it? I think this is it. Yeah, it's like this, like, kinda dusty-ish brown, tabby with, I don't know how to really explain it. It's sort of difficult. He's an elder. He's one of my elder babs, and I love him. Gosh, this is awkward. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
I guess you could say, like, some of his markings are, like, a darker tone than his pelt, but there's also, like, some stripes, like, on his, you know, just some stripes in general that are a bit lighter, like caramel.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Let me see if I could, like, do a quick sketch without me dying.
Sure.
Like, expect in like a few weeks.
I mean, everyone works at their own speed, so, you know, you're fine.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I have like a free cat base that I can use for myself. I can use that. Yay! Crisis averted. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
You mean crisis?
Oh, I just.
There we go.
But yeah, Wolf?
What?
I just realized my phone is gonna die. I'll be in here for a little while longer, and then I'm probably gonna have to go.
Oof. Yeah, it's understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. Actually, what time is it? It is 21. So I guess roughly. How does clock work? I would say roughly 24 minutes, and I guess it would be also a good point to start finishing off the stream.
Okay, yeah. I said 24 minutes.
Yeah. So it's
So,
quarter to 10, and I can go and also have a shower without being like, hopefully I'm not bothering my fellow fellow neighbors with my showering in the, not the middle of the night, but almost, but in the evening.
Yeah, I gotcha. That's probably a good idea. Being considerate of others is always nice.
Yeah.
Oh boy. So apparently sometimes my drawing tablet works and sometimes it doesn't. So this is gonna be a really horrible mouse version. Yeah. This is just gonna be a really horrible mouse version, I apologize.
Well, you're good.
Hi Idolilo, welcome to the stream.
Okay, let's see if I can do this. And see if I don't die in the process. Man, it's been so long since I used a trackpad to draw.
I bet you're fine.
I mean, thankfully, it's only like 3-4 colors, but still, it's it's a lot of markings.
Markings are always fun.
Yeah. Actually, I think I need that. So yeah, this isn't really accurate, nor it's gonna be like, you know, super smooth because my drawing tablet decided not to work today, so yeah.
That is fine. Oh yeah, speaking of drawing, how's your human, Wolf?
Oh, I dumped it in the art chat if you wanted to see.
Ah yeah, I'll check it after the stream.
Sounds good.
This is not gonna... How does it go? I'm already questioning this design. I'm already struggling. That's not good. Do you have any like original characters that you find like a difficult design, Flare? Or Wolf?
Okay.
That you mean have had difficulties like when designing them, or you mean as of currently?
Just how do I explain?
Ones that are difficult to draw.
Yeah.
Okay, so I understood the question correctly. Oh boy.
I have two. I have to find both of them.
Oof, this is not going out as planned.
I bet you're doing fine.
We have faith in you.
So doing this is My tablet, why'd you have to die on me on this particular day?
I guess tablet senses fear. As we like to joke about at our school, that printers sense fear, thus they decide not to work properly on like deadline days.
And yeah, basically. And I'm trying to find the other one.
Okay, you know what?
You guys will have to see it with the watermark. Those two games. Which I love them both. They both give me issues.
I thought I heard they will give me shoes, and I'm like, isn't that sort of for them to do?
Oh yeah, I guess this is also a good moment to shamefully block the server. Hashtag
oh yes, definitely.
Advertising time. So
yeah, I was contemplating if I should advertise whenever we were talking about like Arden's stuff, like when you were away, and I was like, maybe not. So yeah, go on.
But yeah, in the description, where you can also find the animation program that I'm using, which is Adobe Animate, by the way. There is this Discord server, the second row of the description. If you have Discord and if you're a fan of my content and want to engage with other people who happen to like my content, like these two, then please come and join my server. We have pretty much daily activity at this point. People there are super nice, so if you're looking forward for making new friends, I would highly recommend join into the server. What else can I say?
Stars.
Does either of
I can get the link.
yeah. Does either of you two want to say anything about the server?
I think you summed it up. It's a really nice server, and I think people should join it if they have an interest in keeping up with what you're trying to with what you're posting.
Also, be careful with Emma. If you use too many bongo emojis, she'll take it away.
I mean, accurate. But yeah, as we said, I will be updating, I will be giving, not daily, but I still rather frequently share, like, screenshots of the works that I'm working on, whatever I happen to work on that day. So, if you also want, like, server-exclusive sneak peeks that you don't see on Facebook or Twitter, I mean, this server is the right place for that.
Yeah.
I guess that's the hashtag shelf advertisement, shameless advertising.
Yeah.
And the link
Shame
is
on
in the
you.
chat.
Yeah. Also, quickly, I want to toss this out there. If you're a Finnish person, jos puhut suomea tai olet suomalainen, meillä on Suomi-section Discord-serverillä myös. Eli vaikka et puhu englantia, sä voit myös liittyä suomenkieliselle serverille. But that requires you have to also read the rules that are in English, and yeah, that's the thing.
See.
Bramble's reaction was 10 out of 10. That was delightful.
It's okay, Bramble. I didn't understand either.
I was contemplating if I should or not because I didn't know if that'd be rude.
No, it wasn't. I basically just said that we have that as you two are mods, you probably have noticed, but we have like a Finnish section on the server. So if there are any Finnish people, they can join to the server even if they don't know English, they can still safely come along and speak some Finnish, because me and Emma are qualified Finnish people who should be capable of keeping a couple of Finnish people under control, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Hi, Maise, Angel. I'm working on a map part. Nothing else after that.
If you're curious on what map part it is, it's Bluestar, so wish you were here map part, which you can also find in the description below, along with the server.
That was a good one. Well done, Spoon.
Sorry for interrupting.
It's fine. And against the control belief, this map is not dead. Stop spreading your false information. This map is not dead. The original call cannot be found like publicly, but it's still hidden.
Yeah. I have it saved in my music playlist because I really like the song. So yeah, I can confirm that it's still there.
It's still there, very well hidden though.
Yeah.
You should link it to me privately because I want to listen to the song again.
Here, Wolf, I can get it if you want.
Thanks a lot. I really like the song.
The song is really nice, and I like. Ever since the map was posted, I always had this feeling that this map will be something great.
Definitely.
That feeling when you have 142 videos in your music for PMV AMV idea.
I can so relate, Spoon. I can so relate.
Let me see if I can find it. Somewhere in here, I know it is. I remember, like, saving it here. I'm like, oh, it's unlisted now? Sweet, I can listen to this privately. Swore it's around. Hold on. Dream. Is it here? Yikes, I think it's not here. Whoops. I thought I had it there. Maybe not. Maybe it's in my
hey guys,
long watch list. Yeah.
I got you two covered. Hold on.
Because this is convenient, Emma.
There it is. Yeah.
Don't question us, Emma.
I just realized this character design has spots, and I was doing all the stripes and coloring on one layer.
Done that.
Why don't you all just search for the song itself? Well, we're lazy-ish.
Ish. I mean, to be perfectly honest, whenever I find a good map or video that has good music in it, I often just listen to that that video instead of finding the original source.
Yeah, same here.
Guys, I'm about to do something that might get the bongo banned again.
Oh boy.
Wolf?
Yes.
Know that this is completely on you if it does happen.
I can take that blame.
Don't make. Oh god, I have a Flare server in the description below on notification all, so I'm just watching this conversation while I try and reach all.
Well, oh boy. Hi, Rose Roll. Welcome to the stream.
If someone asked me how badly Emma scared me, I'd say a lot. But I'm also dumb. So.
How dare you push boundaries, Wolf?
No, that's too dark, because I haven't had it, inner ear color decided. There we go. Make it be a bit darker for the nose too, because complicated. Oh, actually, that might work. Yeah.
I need to make some wolf emojis. So now I'm using just the mint ones.
I mean, if you want more wolf emojis, then feel free to do them.
I might.
Because I mean that wolf Y emoji is pretty wolfy. For the lack of better word.
So I forgot the spots, but this is just me using the trackpad. That's one of my characters there. His name is Espresso, and usually, sometimes, you know, since he's like a multi-use OC, which I use it in different servers, sometimes he's blind, sometimes he's not.
Ah.
That design is very pretty, Spoon.
Thank you. I had to mush the tail markings together because then I realized I didn't have enough space. I didn't plan everything out. Okay.
That is fine. It still looks very nice.
It does look nice.
Yeah. Should I even risk...
I can't believe Emma hates all good things. Okay, Emma, that's fair. That's fair.
I hate how you can't add question marks to PNG files. You know? Like, in the name.
You can't? I thought you can.
No, you can't.
Oh. Well, rest in peace, question mark.
Yeah.
Question mark.
I wanna make a wolf bongo.
I don't have a persona, but I mean, I do have one in mind. I haven't drawn it yet, but I could try, but no.
You don't have persona?
Okay. I mean, I do, but I haven't drawn it yet. It's like, I have this idea where it's probably like a raccoon, like, ferret thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Because I haven't drawn, anything with raccoon, ferret hands yet, or at least that species. I'm like, I'll do it later. Like, procrastinate for at least a year.
How dare you procrastinate?
It's my middle name, procrastinate.
I didn't know we had the same middle name.
Just type question mark into the file, problem solved. I don't know if you guys roleplay, but do you have any, like, roleplay pet peeves?
Yes, yes,
We
I do.
do roleplay. And, I guess one roleplay pet peeve of mine, which I feel like both can relate to, is that when you
Oh, I know exactly where you're about to go.
where you're like responding to someone or role-playing with someone and you give this like paragraphs upon paragraphs long
Yes, I know where you're gonna go.
And then you get one sentence back. Maybe few. And it's kind of like, I don't wanna sound salty, but holy cow.
Yeah, I can totally relate.
And I mean, I can see if somebody like gives effort, like I can see if long replies are not their strong suit, that is fine, as long as they try. But then there are these people that are obviously not trying, and then they are like, yeah, that's cool, they replied, sitting down
like...
on the beach bench, something along those lines, like, you're not giving me anything to continue off, technically. Like, I am kinda carrying this entire roleplay on my own.
I'm gonna make an example, but because I'm not reading this off, it could just crash and such. Like, the feeling I looked... never mind, actually... That actually happened multiple times, because I myself am a paragraph role player. I like detail. But not like the type of detail where you just throw in every anatomy word. Let me see if I can find one. Is it in here somewhere? Okay, I think I found it. Gosh, it's taking a little bit, I'm sorry.
You're good.
Yeah, where is it? Oh gosh, it's taking forever. I think another one of my pet peeves is, like, whenever, like, roleplay pet peeves, I think it's whenever, like, you know, you're in this, like, do whatever you want roleplay, then someone decides to go Super Saiyan in the middle. Or God Mod, as people call it, or Mary Sue.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, God, modding is no fun.
Well, roughly between you and me, I'm happy that we have our own AU.
Yeah, me too, man, me too. This is just a personal pet peeve, and just a small warning for anyone who is a bit younger. I can't stand, like, in roleplay groups, characters who cannot for the life of them keep it in their pants.
Oof. Yeah.
Oh boy.
But the only way I find those characters to be okay is when they suffer the consequences of it.
Like, I can definitely see that if it's kind of like for developing the character in a way. But if it's something that character does constantly, without, as you said, without any kind of consequence, then yeah, it kind of like falls empty very quickly. Or flat was what I was supposed to say.
I understand.
You know what? I finished sketching out the storyboard.
Yay, you did it.
Yep.
Just in time, actually.
Yep, I also noticed that, like, whoo!
Where? I couldn't find a roleplay sample in the end, because
okay.
Most of them are roleplays that I'd much rather keep to myself, because I feel embarrassed to share them, because they have horrible plot lines.
That is fun.
Yeah. Well, basically, there isn't a plot line. It's just do whatever you want to do, roleplay type, which usually I'm not really a huge fan of, but I can tolerate. Yeah. Especially when you give someone the power to literally go Super Saiyan and, like, destroy the whole universe or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess another, like, roleplay pet peeve of mine is when someone tries to control your character, you know?
Oh yeah. I don't think that has properly happened to me, but I can only imagine how annoying that is.
It happened to me. Multiple times.
And also, like, if I'm doing something that kinda affects some character, I try to give, like, space there for the other person to react, like, whether it happened or didn't happen.
So it's like, she attempted to trip her over, or something like that, instead of she tripped her over, you know?
Yeah, kind of that.
Yeah.
Unless it's something... Go on?
Well, that's a bit more of, like, a subtle thing, like, saying you tripped her over, like, maybe the person didn't intend to, like, try and, you know, control your character, but I've had situations where, you know, the person actually tries to control my character, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah, I can definitely see how that is annoying.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, say what you're gonna say, Flare?
Yeah, I was gonna add to that, like, while I leave the space of, like, letting the other party to decide whether whatever I do, whether it succeeds or not, for example, that trying to trip a character. But if there is a setup where I'm kind of like, I feel confident enough that, okay, if I do this little thing, I feel like the person won't murder me for it. Kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really all about communication and the other person you're role playing with and knowing why you both are comfortable with things.
Yeah.
Like, Flare, you know if something happens in our roleplay, odds are I'm gonna be fine with it as long as it's nothing, like, major.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, lol, I accidentally found this knife and now I'm gonna kill your character without asking your permission first.
Yeah, I'd have an issue with that. There'd be an issue with that one.
Yeah, I feel like you would do.
This is something that I'm actually kind of guilty of because I forget sometimes. But, you know, I like it when people consider, like, character development a little bit more in roleplay.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, it definitely makes sense.
Yeah, it's understandable if you forget, like, something, like, happens because, you know, there could be a chance that your character just is like, well, okay, I guess I could put it behind me. But I hate it whenever someone, like, has the quote-unquote motivation to kill someone when they don't have a motivation to begin with.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a gun. Guess it's time to kill people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think this is a good spot for the stream to be finished. Would you say?
Yeah, definitely.
I have repeated the animation a few times, so I hope you guys enjoyed this little preview.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely very fun. And of course, special thank you to the chat for being more or less involved into our conversations. Like, please, people, do that more often. We just love it when you come in and be like, hey, I actually have something to say.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, Bluestar is droning in the preview.
But yeah, I let this final little preview sample run through. The storyboard for this map part is ready. I'm happy. I made
You're
most
almost there.
Yep. But like,
Cough, cough, go check Flare's Twitter.
yeah. I may upload this on my Twitter at some point. But yeah, thank you everyone so much for joining. Special thanks to Wolf and Spoon here, being here with me.
No problem, even though I
Anytime.
joined here uninvited.
I mean, you are allowed to. That's fine.
Okay.
That's a privilege of being a mod.
Yeah. So, if you're interested, join on my Discord server. I bet it won't disappoint. We're having a lot of fun over there. And yeah. Thank you everyone so
We're
much
having
for joining.
kebabs.
Bye-bye.
See ya.